Continuing on with the news this week, Netflix will release 67 new original movies and shows in October 2019. This is coming from Zach Epstein at BGR. After a somewhat slow month in September with only 41 new original movies and shows, that's a slow month. Netflix is ready to be cranking up the volume in October. Before we get to the whopping 67 new Netflix original movies and shows and specials set to debut next month.
That's crazy.
67 new.
I remember
it's exciting.
It's exciting.
There's like out of that 67, one of them is bound to be good.
Yeah,
well,
right.
But hope those odds are.
But is that Netflix's strategy then? Just make a bunch and then see what sticks.
Yeah,
but they're super in debt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because they're making 67.
Yeah. But then that doesn't that to me isn't quality. Like
No.
It's not.
I don't want quantity versus quality. I want quality always.
It's interesting because like when we look at the lineup of what Apple TV Plus has coming out, and obviously it's very bare bones.
Right.
But the content, at least everything that they've shown, I'm like, I'd probably give that a watch. I'd try and watch that.
But Daniel, you'd also not just give it a watch,
Yeah.
but you'd give it a watch for $5.99 a month,
right.
Versus
or free because
free for the 1 year
because if you bought an Apple product, right?
And you can really buy any Apple product pretty much. Any
Again,
Zero
not
products.
sponsored by Apple, but hey, Apple, what's up?
So I think because Netflix, when they started off, it was always like not original content. It was like, movies that were already made.
Yeah.
And they were collecting them and streaming them, buying the rights to these shows and movies. Now they're making the original content.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be a time where Netflix gets out of that realm of buying rights from movie studios and just has their own content? Because Apple, that's all Apple's going to have is like 5 episodes,
but I think
5 shows, and that's it.
A lot of Netflix things now, they make deals like with creators. We're like, oh, like we've seen it with so many big creators.
Breaking Bad, I think, right?
Like Vince Gilligan and like a bunch of big people who've created shows. Like the names are escaping me right now, but like they sign deals with Netflix.
Yes.
So like they'll have like a 5-year, $100 million deal or whatever with Netflix, and they're just going to be creating content for Netflix.
Yeah.
So and that's what Netflix is 100% doing now, right?
But to answer your question, yeah, I think eventually a time will come where we'll stop seeing Netflix third-party content and just start seeing Netflix originals. Like it won't even be Netflix original, just be Netflix. This is what Netflix is now.
Right.
I don't know how long that's going to take, but when I go to Netflix nowadays, I rarely ever see anything outside of a Netflix original.
But but how do you I guess discern that from what they have? Because like when you look at something like TIFF, this just happened, right? A lot of movies go to TIFF without distributors, and the goal of going to a festival is to be purchased.
Yes.
And then in that turn, they become a Netflix original. They become an Apple TV original, right? Which
so
a lot
again,
of shows
Netflix
have, right?
purchased, but also then you think about it, like they just bought the rights for Seinfeld, $500 million. Yeah, $500 million, starting 2 years?
2021.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's like Crave already has it right now, which is crazy.
Crave has Seinfeld?
Yeah, Crave has Seinfeld.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's on Hulu in the States.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, which is funny because it's Disney, and now Netflix is like buying.
Yeah.
that.
So it's just like they're gonna get to a point where yes, they will only be Netflix originals, but I think that time will come.
And then
I apologize. I was in my head, like you were talking about like shows like they put the Flash and Arrow and stuff like that. Those type of deals. I got you.
The studio.
Sorry, I thought
studio
I was
stuff.
I was hearing it through the lens of like them
an idiot.
Like of them buying other people's like content and then making it a Netflix original.
No.
Sorry, I apologize for that. Yeah.
And then when you really look at it, when you really look at Apple's service, how much are they charging?
For $5.99 a month. Yeah.
$6.
Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian, which is $2 US
for
really.
less than 10 shows that probably will air once a week.
Once a week, yeah.
So it's actually, you're not getting bang for your buck from Apple.
But
than you are for Netflix, because they don't have anything.
Because Netflix is a buffet,
and Netflix
you know what I mean?
It's hard. Like it's hard. You're not gonna beat Netflix in terms of
because they have everything you could think of, right?
But that is also why Apple's giving away 1 year,
You're like
not even 6 months or a week.
1 year.
1 year.
Like
if you buy a refurbished device too, you get it.
Like
that's insane.
You should just give it. I don't just give it. You know,
but
just give it for 1 year.
People buy products anyway; they're going to get it. But it's like it's funny because it's like they're just being like, you know what, stick around because it's going to be worth it, right? Again, not sponsored by Apple, but Apple, what's up?
But like we already saw the content and the creators that they have coming out. But at launch, yes, it's a little slim.
Yeah.
But again, for free, what we're getting right now, I'm not upset at all, and I'm excited to see at the end of my 1-year trial where I stand with it.
Yeah, and it's funny because like there are people like when Apple was announcing all their content, people were on Twitter and all the like the internet were just like, yeah, I don't give a shit about this. This is not for me. And then if you're getting it included with your phone, like I feel like you're inclined to at least like be curious, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna just look, even if you don't care about it. If it's something you have for free, I think you're just gonna. People line up for free stuff all the time. It's
true,
right? Like you're getting it with your phone anyway, and if it ends up being good, that's great. I mean, look at the way they launched Apple Arcade. People are like, "Oh, this is stupid," but every single game so far has been great. So
Yeah,
it's
Apple
just
Arcade has been phenomenal.
It's just really cool. But yeah, it's just when you see the number, and I'm sure like we'll get to a time too when like Disney and Apple are just. It's almost like an overload of content. Like how do you even like curate that? Like how do you present 67 new original things while also manage the thousands upon thousands you already have, and then also promote
throw it up in front of the viewer, and like I said, someone's gonna watch. Like I might like something that you might not, and you might like something I don't.
Yeah.
They're literally hitting every consumer.
They
Are there Netflix originals like TV series that you guys love to watch? I know we've discussed Mindhunter.
Yeah. Oh,
Which one? What other ones that you guys have?
I mean, the first one that really stuck with me was probably one of the first Netflix originals, was House of Cards. I think when that show was the first 3 or 4 seasons, like it was like fantastic.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is probably the most popular one.
Mm-hmm. I watched one called You.
Yeah,
What I find out, it wasn't a Netflix original. Netflix just bought it. Already had come out a year ago.
Yeah.
The Netflix, I guess, rebought it off. Another
yeah,
network.
they did that with Titans too, where it says it's like Netflix, but it's like it's a DC Universe. Project. But it's interesting because like I'm trying to come to mind like when you think of like a studio or you think of like you have something you know what to expect with it, but Netflix there's no. I guess when you mentioned earlier with Marvel, there's no template for Netflix.
No.
It's ages 3 to 103.
So I just opened up Netflix, and they already have a new series.
Yeah.
It must have came out today. Inside Bill's Brain.
I saw that.
Decoding Bill Gates limited series.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. But that's
like that's so good. Like
they'll appear on my feed, and then I'll never see them again.
I'll forget about them.
Then I'll forget about it. Like
Yeah.
there's that one, The Family, the documentary series that came out of.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, which like about like the corruption with the different of this family in.
It was hacked as well. I think.
Hacked, and like there are ones that like you see on your feed and then they're just gone. So it's like if you don't add it to your list, you totally forget about it, right?
I don't know. I know they're in debt and they like to like shoot out money, but
and their prices are going up.
They do a really good job with creating content for niche markets, like just food, like Chef's Table. Holy man, I've never seen a show that's so well shot.
Their own reality series.
Yeah.
Like that game show as well, where like you stay up all night, whatever, and you have to count pennies and stuff.
Yeah.
I was watching that with my mom. I'm like, what is? It looked so bad.
But you watched it.
But I watched it, and I'm like, oh my god, this
And
is what I'd watch in a hotel room at night.
Yeah, and they have Patriot Act as well too, which is another weekly
Patriot Act.
show.
I love that show.
I just opened up Netflix, for example, and I just got a documentary series called Abstract: The Art of Design, and just like
they do,
I'm like,
their
that
doc
looks interesting
series.
to me.
Their doc series is phenomenal.
Yeah,
they
the
make
street
you want to
food
watch
one
it.
was phenomenal as well too. Like
Ugly
that was really
Delicious.
good.
Yeah. Would you call me?
Ugly Delicious.
Big Mouth. I love Big Mouth.
Okay, you
There
call
was
me
the
that
one
too?
with
Okay.
the. There was
I hate Daniel.
I
Yeah,
forgot
guys,
it
go
was
on, keep
something
going. Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
It was a documentary.
Baby Geniuses. Yeah.
No, I don't think it was Baby Genius. No. But they have their original content that's not from our country or like from North America.
Yeah.
Money Heist from I think that's in
Money Heist,
Spain.
yeah.
Spain, right?
Yeah.
They have the Pablo Escobar.
Narcos.
Yeah.
That series and like
They have Queer Eye. They brought that back.
Queer Eye, yeah. And they're going to be on Big Mouth this season as well, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guys from it are going to be on it.
I love Big Mouth.
Yeah,
I restarted the series.
It's crazy. Like, Netflix, when you think of it, it's such... We pay $16.99, $14.99 for it, right? Mm-hmm. It's more expensive than the other platforms.
Yeah.
But when you think of what you're getting with it...
you get a lot of content.
It's almost like when I think of like game consoles where people are like, yeah, you have like a PS4, but you also have like a Switch.
Yeah.
Where it's like with streaming, it's like you have Netflix and then the other ones are secondary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Netflix just has everything, and the thing I like about Netflix, like obviously they're not scared of making bad content.
No.
Right? Because they have a lot of it.
No.
But at least they're throwing money at creators to create without the boundaries of anything else, right?
Look at how many Oscar worthy films that were
Roma, right?
that were made by Netflix this year alone. Not even last year. This year.
It's true.
There's like at least 10, 12 of them.
Yeah.
Like studios must be fuming.
Netflix and this
Netflix
is the thing
doesn't
too.
care.
Like,
okay, yeah, we're in debt, but like you're still subscribing and we're still making.
and like again, like we're going to be talking about TIFF in a little bit, but like when you look at the way TIFF was organized this year, no film that was created by Netflix or Amazon was shown in a Cineplex theater at TIFF because the CEO of Cineplex is against streaming. So literally any film that was going to Amazon or going to Netflix would show in the other theaters like Elgin or the TIFF Bell Lightbox, but it wouldn't show in Scotiabank, which has the most screens.
Right.
So just interesting to see where theaters are currently, or at least Cineplexes, and where streaming services are right now, which they're the ones who are buying up all the content. Like I think every movie we watched, with the exception of like Joker and like JoJo, like they're going to be going to a streaming service probably. They're going to be an Amazon Studios film. They're going to be a Netflix original. Like Sound of Metal was bought by Amazon. Dad's, the documentary I saw by Bryce Dallas Howard, is going to Apple.
Interesting
Like,
about what Amazon Studios is that they're still so theater first. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so focused about theater because even when I think like any of their films come out for home release, it's still not on Amazon Prime Video yet. It
No.
comes out about a couple months after.
Usually, yeah, it's like
So
it's like a home release.
It's almost as if they don't own it. It's just like, oh yeah, sure, we got the rights to this film.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is crazy.
So here's a hot take.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hot take.
Ready the engines.
Where Apple and Disney they don't succeed,
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon will always.
And what
And they'll-
Film?
Until in terms of content they allow to be produced for
Right.
their streaming services, because Netflix and Amazon will produce anything from kids films to R-rated adult dramas,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's where Disney and Apple will never succeed. And to tell you the truth,
Because they box themselves.
they
They're
box
like play
themselves
within
in,
our sandbox. You know what I mean?
and they'll never
That's not
never
even a hot
win
take.
that.
That's not a hot take. Season 2, Anthony, does not have hot takes
Yeah.
right now.
This
That's not a hot take.
That was
No.
I'm actually
lukewarm.
going to
But that's
say
the thing, like,
Disney
they're within
won't,
their-
I'm gonna
won't
say
be
F.
won't be as popular as a streaming service as Netflix is if their content is only designed for families all the time, because people are just going to be like, I'm not going to spend, because Disney's is going to go up and up and
But
up.
Marvel alone, though.
But dude,
Think about
Star
it.
Wars.
Yes, but I
you're-
want
And at that price.
Yeah.
Marvel alone and at that price.
that price is not going to always be there.
No,
You
but
know that.
But
Right.
for the least first 3 years, it's going to stay there. And dude, the amount of families are just going to have it just for that.
Yes,
no
but
doubt.
Remember, Netflix is still going to be coming
100%.
out with content.
100%.
that will-
100%.
It's- and- but I think
I
people
would
will
probably
have
go to
both.
Netflix first before I would go to Disney, because I know
You know
the
what-
content Disney is going to produce
Exactly.
is just going to be either comic book or movies, and comic book movies are gonna die. They're not
Oh, you
gonna
said
be
that
there
so-
forever.
That's so sad.
You know they're going to.
they're gonna cry. Like it's
die.
Of course,
like anything.
because they have to change it up now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have to at least push the envelope. Like Endgame did
You
what it
can't
did,
make Star Wars forever, Disney.
No,
Like,
you can't make it the
have
same.
that mentality.
Right.
which is why I loved Rogue One, because it felt so different.
Right, and that's what hopefully with the Mandalorian is going to be as well too. They're going to go in different directions, but I guess like to bring it
Sum
all
it all
in,
up.
to bring it all in,
Cool.
it's like since the inception of this show, this is called the Movie Podcast.
The movie podcast.
The Movie Podcast, but
movie podcast.
I think this is out of all the years we could have started this show.
This is the best year.
This is the best year possible because we literally got the biggest box office film ever this year. With
That's how we
Endgame.
started. Remember we said 10 years ago that we're going to start a movie podcast when Endgame comes out?
We're like, okay, we'll let
didn't know
Avatar
you
have it
guys
10 years ago. No,
I knew you 9 years ago.
I knew you guys 8 years ago.
No, I think it took like a good
No, I knew you.
8.5 years.
Yeah, but when did we start talking though?
Yeah, when did
but-
I actually
so
acknowledge?
out of all the time we could have started this show, we're doing it when there's the most
Yeah.
when the dust is just flying in the air, nothing is settled yet. You know what I mean?
My eyes.
Can't
My
wear
allergies.
goggles, okay? No, but it's a great time to be looking at this because
Great time to be alive.
you know there's such craziness happening, and I
So
love that
much,
we're able
yeah.
to dive into it.
By the way, I know it's a little late, but Man on a Ledge came out in 2012.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
An
so
Avatar?
it was 2009.
Cool, man. Cool, man.
All right.
If you see so.
I wasn't expecting us to go dive so deep into that, but I'm glad we did. That was a
was
good
fun.
discussion.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.